Can I survive a full day training with U.S. Army soldiers in brutal, bone-chilling snowfall? The question sounds simple, but the answer lies deep in a world of endurance, discipline, and relentless physical challenge. What seems like a normal winter landscape quickly transforms into a battlefield where every step tests the limits of human strength and determination. The moment you step into this frozen environment, the cold hits you like a wall. Snow falls relentlessly from the sky, covering everything in a thick white blanket that stretches as far as the eye can see. In conditions like this, the world becomes quiet, dangerous, and incredibly unforgiving. U.S. Army soldiers are known across the world for their demanding and relentless training programs. But few people truly understand how intense that training becomes when it takes place in extreme winter conditions. Here, the cold is not just uncomfortable, it becomes another enemy soldiers must defeat. Operating in heavy snowfall introduces challenges that most civilians never experience. Visibility drops dramatically as snowstorms sweep across the terrain, turning a clear path into a confusing maze of white. A soldier may only be able to see a few feet ahead, forcing them to rely on instinct, discipline, and teamwork. Imagine trying to navigate through a blizzard where every direction looks the same. Landmarks disappear under snow, trails vanish, and the wind howls so loudly it drowns out communication. In such moments, even a small mistake in direction can lead a unit miles away from safety. Cold weather also creates serious risks to the human body. Temperatures can drop far below freezing, and if a soldier's clothing becomes wet, their body heat disappears rapidly. Hypothermia is a constant threat, silently creeping in as exhaustion and cold begin to overwhelm the body. Equipment struggles in this environment as well. Batteries drain faster in freezing temperatures. Weapons must be carefully maintained to prevent freezing, and even simple gear can malfunction. Soldiers must constantly check their equipment because failure in the field is not an option. Movement through deep snow is far more exhausting than walking on solid ground. Every step sinks into the powder, forcing soldiers to lift their legs higher and use more energy with each stride. Over time, this slow movement drains strength and tests endurance. Even basic tactics must be adjusted in winter warfare. Maneuvers that work perfectly on dry ground become slow and complicated in heavy snow. Soldiers must adapt their formations, communication, and timing to match the difficult terrain. Carrying heavy gear only makes the challenge more intense. Each soldier carries packs filled with essential supplies such as food, water, ammunition, medical kits, and survival tools. When combined with deep snow and freezing wind, every pound feels twice as heavy. Despite all these challenges, U.S. Army soldiers train specifically to thrive in these brutal environments. Their preparation includes physical conditioning, cold weather survival techniques, and specialized tactical training. The goal is simple: operate effectively no matter how extreme the conditions become. Specialized winter gear plays a critical role in survival. Soldiers wear layered clothing systems designed to trap body heat while allowing moisture to escape. Proper insulation, waterproof boots, and protective gloves help prevent frostbite and maintain mobility. Snowshoes and winter camouflage equipment are also used in certain operations. Snowshoes distribute body weight more evenly across the snow, making movement easier across deep drifts. Camouflage allows soldiers to blend into the snowy landscape, remaining hidden from potential threats. Training exercises often begin early in the morning before the sun fully rises. The soldiers gather in formation, their breath visible in the freezing air as they prepare for the day ahead. The silence of the snow-covered forest is broken only by commands from their leaders. Soon the march begins. One by one, the soldiers move forward into the snow-covered wilderness, their boots crunching against the frozen ground. Their pace is steady and disciplined, showing the result of years of training and experience. The deeper they move into the forest, the thicker the snow becomes. Branches bend under the weight of fresh snowfall, occasionally dropping clumps of snow onto passing soldiers. Despite the cold, The unit keeps moving forward without hesitation. Every soldier carries a rifle, held firmly but carefully to protect it from the elements. Weapons must remain clean and functional, even in freezing temperatures. A malfunction during a mission could mean the difference between success and failure. The cold wind slices through the trees, creating swirling clouds of snow around the unit. Communication becomes more difficult as gusts carry voices away. Soldiers rely on hand signals and disciplined movement to stay coordinated. As the march continues, fatigue slowly begins to build. Muscles strain under the effort of moving through thick snow while carrying heavy equipment. But stopping too long in extreme cold can be dangerous, so the unit maintains a steady rhythm. Eventually, the soldiers reach a clearing where they begin setting up a temporary camp. In freezing environments, shelter becomes critical for maintaining body heat and conserving energy. Every movement is precise and efficient. Some soldiers begin constructing makeshift wind barriers using snow and available materials. Others prepare equipment, organize supplies, and check for any signs of frostbite among their teammates. Teamwork becomes the foundation of survival. Building shelter in the snow requires both speed and skill. The longer soldiers remain exposed, the greater the risk of losing body heat. Their practiced movements show that this is not their first time facing such conditions. Soon small temporary shelters begin to take shape. They may not look comfortable, but they provide protection from the wind and allow soldiers to rest briefly. In extreme environments, even a short break can restore valuable energy. After the camp is secured, the training continues with weapons drills. Soldiers move into position and prepare their rifles while standing in knee-deep snow. Even basic shooting exercises become more complicated in these conditions. When the first shots are fired, the sound echoes loudly through the silent forest. Snow bursts upward around the firing positions as bullets strike the frozen ground. Despite the cold, every movement remains disciplined and controlled. Weapon handling in freezing temperatures requires careful attention. Soldiers must keep their equipment dry and prevent ice from forming in critical parts. Their training ensures that every action becomes second nature. The next challenge comes in the form of terrain navigation. Snow-covered landscapes often hide dangerous obstacles beneath the surface. Rocks, fallen trees, and frozen streams can become hidden hazards. One group of soldiers approaches a steep slope covered in thick snow and ice. The incline is dangerous, and a single misstep could send someone sliding down the hillside. But hesitation is not part of their training. Using careful foot placement and steady balance, the soldiers begin climbing the slope. Each step is deliberate, pressing firmly into the snow to create stable footing. Their movements are slow but confident. The climb tests both physical strength and mental focus. Cold air burns in their lungs as they push upward against gravity and icy terrain. Yet no one breaks formation or loses concentration. Halfway up the slope, the wind grows stronger, sending waves of snow across the hillside. Visibility drops again as the storm intensifies. Still, the soldiers continue their climb without complaint. Teamwork becomes even more important on difficult terrain. Soldiers watch the movements of those ahead and behind them, ready to assist if someone slips. In these moments, trust in each other becomes vital. Step by step, the group finally reaches the top of the slope. The view reveals miles of snow-covered forest stretching across the horizon. It is a powerful reminder of the vast environment soldiers must be prepared to operate in. Standing at the summit, the soldiers pause briefly to regroup. Their uniforms are dusted with snow, and their breath forms clouds in the freezing air. Yet their determination is clearly visible. Moments like this highlight the true purpose of military training. It is not simply about learning tactics or handling weapons. It is about building resilience, discipline, and the ability to function under extreme pressure. For soldiers, every training mission strengthens their readiness for real-world operations. Harsh environments like these prepare them for situations where survival and success depend on preparation. The lessons learned here can one day save lives. As the day slowly comes to an end, the soldiers begin their return through the snowy forest. Their footsteps mark the path they traveled earlier in the day. The long hours of training have pushed both body and mind to the limit. Despite the exhaustion, there's a strong sense of accomplishment among the group. They faced brutal cold, deep snow, and difficult terrain, and they overcame every challenge. That shared experience builds bonds that last far beyond the training field. In the end, surviving a full day of training with U.S. Army soldiers in heavy snowfall is more than a physical test. It is a lesson in endurance, teamwork, and mental toughness. Few environments are as unforgiving as a winter battlefield. Yet these soldiers prove again and again that with the right training and mindset, even the harshest conditions can be conquered. Their discipline transforms obstacles into opportunities to grow stronger. And in the frozen silence of this snow-covered wilderness, their resilience stands as a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit.